have to do is we identify, and we just have to look if the same x is used more than once. And if we look here, if we draw our vertical line, it looks like the 2 value is used twice in the x's place. So it does not pass the test. It is not a function. Now, you don't have to use the vertical line test every single time if you don't want to, but I recommend it if you can't identify the x's right away. The vertical line test is perfect to use. Now, over on the right side here, I'll draw a line. So you might get a graph that looks like this. Okay, in this situation, we draw our vertical line pretty much anywhere. Let's draw it over here. We know that the same x value is not going to be used more than once, so it does pass our vertical line test, so it is a function. So yes, it is a function. So that's what the vertical line test is used for. We're going to try it out on a couple of these graphs down below. Okay, so we have a graph here and here. It's 2 different graphs. So we look at the first graph. We need to check to see if it passes the vertical line test. So let's look. I see a repeating edge in 2 locations. First, if I draw my vertical line here across 2, I see that there's 2 of them being used. Again, if I draw a vertical line here, going all the way through 5 on the x-axis, I also see 2 of them being used. So, in this situation, it is not a function because it does not pass the vertical line test. Now, you can either say it does not pass the vertical line test, or you can say 2 is used more than once and 5 is used more than once. It's as simple as that. We go over here. This is a line typically represented by slope y equals mx plus b. If I draw a vertical line anywhere, it's never going to cross the same x more than once. So this is a function. It passes the vertical line test. Remember, the vertical line test we just use on a graph to see if there's an x used more than once. That's all we are doing. And again, you do not have to use the test. If you just look at this and say, oh, I see 2 dots right on top of each other, that means they're using the same x, I know it's not a function. You can totally do that if you want. I recommend the vertical line test, but this is completely up to you, right? Okay, we're going to do one more set of practice, and then we're going to be done. Okay, go ahead and try these 2, and then we'll go over them. Go ahead and pause the video. Okay, we look at this first one. We see, if I draw a vertical line, here, 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 and here. If we draw a vertical line on every single point, it's not going to be the same x-axis. So this is a function. It passes our test, right? Okay, and if we look at the one on the right, it looks kind of confusing, but if we do a vertical line test at many different places, we're going to see that x isn't used more than once. Just because we have 2 here, and it's moving up here, that's like 2.2, right? It's not being used more than once, so this is a function. So yes, it passes our vertical line test. It is a function. Remember, a function is when x is not used more than once, or the input is not used more than once. Okay, we're going to move on to the next 2. Go ahead and identify whether these 2 are functions or not. Go ahead and pause the video, identify them, and we'll go over it. Okay, we look here, we look at the circle. We draw a vertical line test, or if we draw our vertical line, it looks like it crosses here and here at 3. And if we did that again, on all the different sections, it would pass more than once on multiple of them, right? So it does not pass a vertical line test, therefore it is not a function. So a circle on a graph is not a function. Now we look over here. We kind of went over this when we were talking about the vertical line test. We know in this situation, if we were to draw a vertical line, I know it's not a very straight line, but it's a vertical line. We see that in no location is the same x going to be used, therefore it is a function.